We are live, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Today is December 12th. So I'm going to be talking about the crypto industry a little bit, doing another chart analysis, doing all the chart analysis. And so, good morning, everybody. This is the weekly Bitcoin chart analysis. And we also talk a little bit about the crypto industry. I keep up with it. For those who don't, I'll give you my opinions on what's going on. If you looked at the thumbnail, you'll notice I put crashing. That should give you an indication of what I think is happening. Not only in the Bitcoin markets, but also probably in the traditional financial markets as well. I have some anecdotal evidence here, just from what I'm seeing going on. I've been following quite a few people online, just over the internet, and basically it seems to be a lot of people are getting laid off or unable to find employment. And this has been going on for the last maybe 6 months, and seems more prevalent now than previously. So I do think there is going to be a slowing down now. A good indication of a slowdown in the economy is if you just look at interest rates. That's what I've noticed. If interest rates are rising, most likely there will be a slowdown in the economy. That's what I've noticed since I've been paying attention to financial markets. Because as you get older, you worry about money. You don't want to work harder. You want to work, I guess, smarter. And you learn that you can make money from money. And basically, that's how people really get rich. People don't get rich by working hard, following their dreams, coming up with great ideas. People get rich because they're making money from money. They make money using their money. And ironically, that's kind of what also causes the inflation. So I've noticed more and more people losing their jobs. And not only are they losing their jobs, but they're also unable to find employment, even though they go into interviews, apply for jobs. Even in the seasonal time, which you would get more people being hired, that we all know the seasonal jobs don't last. Once January comes around, you probably are not going to be working anymore if you just got recently hired during this time for the holiday season. So that's the issue with these seasonal jobs. So anyways, I'm going to just talk about the crypto markets here, and I do think it is crashing, and you'll see why I think it's crashing. So as we look at this list here, list of hundreds and hundreds of thousands of websites here. Let me see. Yeah, list showing 1 of 50 of 1,046, and there's like 50 of this. So 50,000 different cryptos out here. Most of them are probably going to take a really big hit. Sorry to be I'm not saying that's going to, well, my thumbnail says crashing. What I mean by that, if you look at the chart, it's probably most likely going to crash. So let's take a quick look at it here. All right, hold on. I'll be right back. Let me get my stylus, and then we'll get going. All right, got my stylus. Let's see what's going on here. Oh boy, that is that's what I would call a dead cat bounce from the crash to the low of 15,479. So that red candlestick right there to the low of 15,479. That is the Sam Bankman-Friedman debacle, FTX fallout. So that fallout is basically, I wouldn't say it's the start of crashing or the quote unquote contagion. I don't think there really is a Bitcoin contagion here. I think what's going to happen is a lot of people are going to have to liquidate to cover their customer funds, essentially, which causes more liquidations other places. So somebody liquidates whatever, crap coin that they invested in. They have to liquidate their crap coin, which causes a sell-off, which causes another sell-off for another crap coin. And if they had any Bitcoin, they would probably have to sell their Bitcoins to cover customer funds, etc., etc. You can see how this all would unwind very, very quickly. And I think that is probably going to happen. I'm looking at this chart, and it is the price action is very weak going up. That's definitely a dead cat, definitely bouncing, and then it's probably going to roll over and fall off another cliff, if you ask me. It's definitely, that's what I think is happening. And it's happening during a time where probably most people are not going to be trading, or probably have their stop losses, most likely. They have it set. They set it and forget it. Unfortunately, the problem with stop losses, if you're trading on an exchange, is that if the price moves so fast, your stop loss will be below where you set it. When the price moves so fast that the market order, you'll eventually get your stop loss hit, but it won't be at the price that you want it, because there's nobody at that price. There's nobody at that price. The price has been driven down so much. So what happens is, and I'll see if I could try to pop it up here, if it comes out. Nope, it will not do it. It will not do it. For some reason, it will not do it. Oh, whatever I did, I messed it up. There we go. All right. For whatever reason, it won't come out. But there's market orders. Hey, how you doing, Tatsuma? Why isn't my chat not coming up? There it is. Hey, you are the first. Hello. Good morning to you. You are up early this morning, Tatsuma. And shouldn't you be in school? The reason I do these live streams that I'm not playing Roblox is because I figured you're all in school. So I didn't think that anybody be watching. So, well, good morning. Hello to you too. It's good to see you. So what I was saying is that there's market orders, and if there's a large seller, the seller, to fulfill his market orders, will drive down that price so fast. And I've seen this happen because I've been on these exchanges at one point. I've been on these exchanges, and what happens is the price gets driven down so fast that your market order will be completed at the bottom of the price, because it's being driven down so fast, or something strange happens. So I figure that's when you're going to see the market crashing is during the holiday. I think that's probably what's going to happen when you're on holiday and I won't say the markets are closed. The exchanges, the crypto markets never close, but most likely what's going to happen is during the time while you're unaware or unprepared, or most likely you're not expecting a large market crash, that's probably the time when the market's going to crash pretty hard. Just my opinion. Not only crypto markets, but also traditional markets, mainly because, again, this is just anecdotal, but I've been following quite a bit of few. I've been following a lot of people online, and they've recently or have lost their jobs, and they have not been able to find another job. Um, and so this is a little alarming. You don't usually see that when you follow people online, but people are losing their jobs and not able to find another job. So that's just anecdotal, but that's just the first indication to me that things are not going well, and more of that is going to happen. Not only are they losing their jobs, I mean, it's not like they got laid off. I'm talking about thousands of people got laid off. If you look at Twitter, Twitter, Twitter just cut a lot of fat off. But yeah, they're getting laid off, and probably more in the tech sector. And because Bitcoin is a tech related subject, more of that's going to happen. If you look at what happened to FTX, I think that's going to be more of that's going to be happening. Game over. Game over, all over. Yeah, I think so as well. And I think the crypto markets, as far as it relates to the crypto markets, I think it's just they're just buying their time. Crypto markets are definitely buying their time. It is. It's not looking good in my opinion from what I could see. I mean, I'm looking at the news, I'm reading some of the news headlines here. There's people already predicting prices going down to 8,000. I think that's a little too low. I think that's a little too low, but I mean, it could spike down to 8,000 for like a quick second, just dip down underneath there really quick and then bounce back up. That's probably what's going to happen if it does go that low, but it probably won't go that low. If it does, it just dips, it just spikes down and then goes back up. It makes this long candle wick with a tail, a very long tail. But I'm anticipating markets to crash just because I'm just hearing all these anecdotal reports that things are costing more, people are losing their jobs, people are unable to find jobs, at least the jobs they want, and I don't blame them. But yeah, just horrible things like that. Are you okay, Tasuma? You're away from the keyboard. All right. So let me just go over some of the technical analysis that I'm looking at to tell me that things are not going to turn out very good for the crypto markets. Okay. So if I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. Okay, right there. So if you look at the price, if you look at the candlesticks, and this is a new week, it never broke on that 10-period moving average. Okay, it never broke that 10-period moving average. So as I'm looking at the white squiggly little line, the white line, you can see that it's the price is always dipping below it. This time, if you look at this time, you'll notice that the price didn't even go above it or hit it. The average line was a resistance. Hello, Roy. How are you? Good morning. It's early morning. I don't know what time it is where you are, but it's not early, but it's like 10 o'clock, 10:30. I'm just doing my weekly Bitcoin chart analysis. I don't know if you're into crypto. I am. I'm into crypto. It has its usefulness. I'm only into one crypto. I'm only into Bitcoin. I'm not into any other coins. The only way you make money off of any other coins if you are the original founder and you have cryptocurrency, or you gotten cryptocurrency for free for being the founder, and then dumping it on the users, or dumping on the greater fools, is what I would say. Say hello to you. So, but basically, yeah, the crypto markets are not looking good. I'm looking at the Bitcoin chart, and the reason why I look at the Bitcoin chart and not any other charts is simply because what happens to Bitcoin will basically follow through to all the other crypto markets. It's very rare that an altcoin can influence the price of Bitcoin. It's very rare. Matter of fact, it doesn't really happen. It doesn't happen at all. What happens is that while the price of Bitcoin is going, let's say this happens all the time during a down market, the price of Bitcoin will be going down and some altcoin will be going up. That's typically what's happening, and what's happening is basically you're getting a pump and dump for the most part. It's 9, almost 10 p.m. over where you are, so this is a late night stream for you. This is an early morning stream for me, so we're about a 10-hour difference. Probably you're 10 hours the next day. It's probably already the 13th for you. So, or it's probably the 12th. It's probably the 12th, but it's going to be the 13th eventually for you. So that's probably what's happening. Like, I'll give you an example. Like there's some, oh, the markets are moving now. I'm seeing the numbers are moving. Okay. All right, numbers calm down. Let me see what. Okay, so looks like everything's down except for Cosmos and Wrapped Bitcoin. Wrapped Bitcoin is something interesting. No, it's at number 24. Wrapped Bitcoin. There's these wrapped Bitcoin, wrapped Ethereum, wrapped whatever. I'm not very familiar with those type of cryptocurrencies or whatever coins or tokens. They're probably tokens, but they represent, in this case, the wrapped Bitcoin represents Bitcoin. And so when you buy one of those, it represents one Bitcoin. Why you wouldn't just buy Bitcoin, I don't know, but so it's wrapped in Bitcoin. Now the problem is that, you put, let's say you purchased your Bitcoin and you swapped, or you traded the wrapped Bitcoin for your Bitcoin. That Bitcoin is stuck in some kind of like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's stuck in some kind of contract. It's called a contract. It's basically, this token represents, one Bitcoin that you put into somewhere. I don't even know where it goes. Hopefully into like a wallet that has a contract on it that you could only swap out if you put in a token, and then you get your Bitcoin back out minus fees. So right there, it tells me that it's probably, I don't know the details. I'm just assuming that there's fees. There's got to be some fees in what you pay for the transaction, and so there will always be less Bitcoin in there than you put in if you ever want to take it out. So that's what wrapped Bitcoin is. And from what I understand, if there is no Bitcoin and you have a token and there is no Bitcoin to unwrap, so to speak, wrapped. I think that's what it's called, wrapped, how you pronounce it. Then there is no Bitcoin. You have to wait until somebody else, some other greater fool, puts in Bitcoin into that wallet, and then you could take that Bitcoin out by trading in your token. So wrapped Bitcoin, that's what that is. So I'm just looking at anything that Cosmos, looks like Cosmos is bucking the trend barely, not by much. Quant But for the most part, if Bitcoin goes down, all the other exchanges go down, all the other cryptos go down. So, and crypto really influences the market, or Bitcoin really influences all the other markets. So that's why I pay attention to Bitcoin, and I don't even bother with anything else. Those other cryptocurrencies just don't. They don't influence the price of Bitcoin at all. None that I could tell anyway. I just I can't. I've never seen another cryptocurrency influence the price of Bitcoin. So back to this chart. So if you look at the price action, it's not hitting. It's really hitting up against the moving average. Do I own a Bitcoin? Actually, it's a fractional amount. It's like a fractional amount that was left over when back in the day when I was trading. But no, I don't own that. I own, yeah, some Bitcoin, fractional amounts, but that's because it's so little at that time. It's not even worth doing anything. I don't know. It might be worth something today. It could be fractional, but it's almost like nothing. They call it Satoshis. Satoshis. So one Satoshi, there's a million. In one Bitcoin, there's a million Satoshis. So Bitcoin is the fractional amount. 1/1,000,000th of a Bitcoin is a Satoshi. So I probably have, I don't know, maybe a couple 100,000 Satoshis, which is not really a lot, or it could be a lot. I don't know. But yeah, fractional amount. Back in the day, I used to trade back in the day, and not on the exchanges, just peer to peer. The problem is, there's so many. It's so unregulated, and even now it's still unregulated. But it's so many scams going on, so many fraudsters. Welcome back, Tasuma. Welcome back. So yeah, but even today, see, one Bitcoin is that much in rupees. Yeah, what is it right now? It's like current price should be 17,000. 17,000. So that's how much it is in rupees. Yeah, Yellow's probably at school. I suspect almost everybody's at school. This is the last week of school for Cotton Candy, and we will be live streaming. The giveaway will be this Friday. Yeah, this Friday. And anybody who, all the regular people that I have set aside a gift card, you'll get your gift card. And I have some games in mind as well, some challenges. So I do have plans to get more Robux and do some more challenge giveaways. So you probably want to all come around for Friday. We're gonna have fun. We'll play all night. Especially you, Roy. You should come. And so yeah. So yeah, back in the days, a lot of scamming, no regulation, no enforcement, and to some degree there still is none, especially in the peer-to-peer markets. I trade in person, peer-to-peer. So but I haven't done anything in years. Yes, we can. I have a whole set of challenges that I'm planning to do. There's a whole bunch of challenges, and I don't know if I'm gonna try to make it fun, and I'm trying to make it fun, and in a way, I'm gonna try to do like a little point system. So everyone's gonna get Robux, but I want to also make it fun in getting the Robux. So there'll be different challenges, many chances to win, on top of everyone who is also getting Robux gift card. When is it? It's going to be Friday, December 16th, and we're going to start at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's going to be like the normal. But I might do something. I might do something all week. Oh my God, we have like 3 weeks of holiday where Cotton Candy is not going to school, so we're gonna have a lot of we might we might live stream all throughout the holiday week. Um, all yeah, maybe even all the way through New Year's until Cotton Candy goes back to school. I'll when I do the live stream this Friday, we'll take a poll. We'll take a poll and see how if you want us to live stream every day. You probably do because I know you guys like you like playing the game. Tasuma, you like that? I'm glad you like it. So, but yeah, back in the day, Bitcoin. But I don't own anything now. I just speculate and commentate. That's all I do. I still like doing it. I still like watching the markets. It's fun. It is fun. So that yellow line, that squiggly yellow line, or not that squiggly white line, that is a 10-period moving average. I'm on a weekly chart, so it's a 10-week moving average weighted, and the price cannot break above it. It's having a really tough time. It looks like it's just going up and slowly curving back down, and I think it's going to crash. I don't think it's gonna break out. There's just a lot of bad news going on. A lot of bad news. Let me just read some of the headlines here. Yeah, there's people who are predicting prices of 8,500 going down. Just bad news in general. The sentiment is negative. I think it's also a negative sentiment overall, and it's just the way the price is moving. I'm a little skeptical if there's going to be a spike in the price. There could be, but I suspect the price is going to roll over and crash down. Those are my suspicions here. Those are my suspicions. The price is just going to roll over and crash down. And I think there's still a lot of fallout from FTX from Sam Bankman-Friedman. Anyways, I think eventually he's going to go to jail just because of all. There's like a lot of wealthy people who lost money. And when wealthy people lose money, they want their money back. They want answers. They want jail time. If it was a whole bunch of regular people, then probably nothing would happen. Probably. That's happened a lot in the past with Bitcoin, where people who owned exchanges, they left. They fled the country. And that was it. That's the last we ever saw of them. No charges was ever brought. Nothing. Nothing. That's very common in crypto. But this case, I think the amount and the many people who lost their money, and there were a lot of very rich and probably very influential people who lost their money. Well, they want answers. They want answers, and they're probably going to get one sooner or later. So there's still that FTX debacle still going to happen. Oh, the chat is not showing up anymore. Sorry. I see it, Tasuma. I don't see the chat. It's unfortunately the chat is, you have a broken emoji. It's not showing up. So that's my speculation on the price. It's gonna crash. It's just gonna crash. If you're a hodler, if you're holding, it's not a big deal. If you are new to this, ironically, the best time to get into a market is when you're at the bottom. There's panic selling. You're going to get a great holiday sale on the price of Bitcoin. But yeah, I still think there is still, we are on the fifth leg of the downtrend. So let me see. Let me pull back here if I can pull back. Refresh that and get rid of the bell. Let me clear that out. There we go. So we are in the fifth leg of this trend. If I can pull out even more. Let me see if I can pull out even more. Okay. So this is So you're looking at the overall from this current bull market. You can see it. If I in this timeline that you're looking at, the timeline shows the low of 9,825. Typically, the price doesn't really go back to that and then take off. It's usually a little bit higher than that because there's always greater fools that come into the market and they double down, and that's how they get hooked, right? So if you understand what the process is, we're all idiots. We're all idiots, okay? And essentially, yeah, and you have to embrace being an idiot because we're all ignorant. We're uneducated. Now, when I say we're uneducated, it doesn't mean we're stupid or dumb. It just means we are not familiar with how things work in the crypto market. In this particular case, I'm talking about the crypto market, but essentially, we're all idiots. All right, we come out of the womb and into this world, and we're all idiots. Okay. The term taking candy from a baby, a sucker born every day. Well, that's essentially true. There's a sucker born every day. And we're all idiots. We come into this world uneducated and we grow up learning, hopefully learning from our mistakes. And so what's happening is the bull market happens. New people come into the game. We call them essentially they're the idiots, and they become the greater fool. The people who are who are in the market, they're the bag holders. They are selling their bags to the greater fool. So you become a greater fool, and then you become the useful idiot because you start preaching and spreading the word or getting other people involved into the crypto space. And now when I say this, I'm not saying it in a negative way. I'm just letting you know this is the natural process of anything. Whether you are into stocks, whether a job, a career, when you're buying stuff for yourself. So you essentially are the greater fool, the useful idiot, and then eventually you become the bag holder yourself. All right? And that's when you have to double down. And so there's people who are doubling down, and so the price will never go back to the previous low. It just won't. So when people say price is going to go down to 8,500, that's just not going to happen. That's just not going to happen. There are going to be people who are doubling down. They're into the space for whatever reason, and they're not going to sell. And let me tell you, the people who hodl, if you hodl, you will probably make out very rich. The buying and selling, that's a fool's game. It's for idiots. It's literally the idiots. It's okay to be the fool because we're all fools, all right? But long as you learn and you play the fool's game, you'll come out on top. If you hodl, you'll come out on top way richer than anybody out there. Oh, you deleted the message. It's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. But you come out on top. You just, people who hodl, you never hear about them because you know why? Because they don't need the scam. They don't need to get attention. They probably don't want attention. The thing about cryptocurrency is you never want to tell anybody how much you really have. Okay? So the people who hodl, you never hear about them. You know why? Because they don't want the attention. But the price will never go back down. What it will do, what I think, is you're going to get another, let me zoom in. Okay. So what is going to happen is it's going to curl up, which it's already curling up, and it's going to start curling back down. So we are in the fifth leg of this downtrend of the bear market, and it's gonna probably take one more jab going down, and after that, you're gonna see this line, this line that I made. You're gonna see that line. It's gonna start flattening out. It's a steep decline, but every time I make another line with another high or another line from where the candlesticks breaks out of that line, if I make another line which becomes a fan, it'll eventually start curving flat, and then it'll start curving back up. So eventually that's going to happen. When is it a good time to buy? When is a good time to buy? Well, it's always a good time to buy, because no one knows when the bottom is going to happen. Nobody knows when the bottom is going to happen. But I have a feeling that we are starting a bottoming process. I do think so. And crashing is not a bad news. It's actually could be a good news if you know how to play the market. And people who know how to play the market and who understand how the market works, and if you're a hodler and you understand that concept of stacking, you're going to come out on top. You're just going to come out on top. Basically, you become probably more wealthy, more rich than all those people who are scamming, who are buying and selling, who claim that they've made money. Because I've been watching the market. I've been watching all these internet people talk about how rich they are during the boom. It's amazing how they delete their channels, they delete their accounts. You can't find them anywhere. They stop posting, and essentially you never hear from them again. Because you know why? Because they just made a fool of themselves. All right, they made a fool of themselves, talking about how they bought and sold, sold and bought, and they sold at the top of the market back when it was $100. There's people who actually I remember people making videos and posting about their trades, how they sold at the top of the market when Bitcoin was $100 or $300. When Bitcoin hit $1,000, I sold at the top of the market. I never heard from those people again. I never heard from those people again. They never said that they bought back in at the low price. They just left the market. They sold all their Bitcoin. And now, if they were to get back in again, you know how foolish they would look? So these people, they don't understand. People who are into selling and buying, and they tell you they sold at the top of the market, they're always going to be wrong. I guarantee you that. So hodling, buy and hold, play the long game, not the short game, and you're going to come out on top over all these people who are scammers, the fraudsters, the people who trade in and out, talk about how rich you can become in a few minutes. You're gonna beat them all. You'll beat them all, hands down. I can guarantee it. If you just buy and hold, you're gonna beat all of them. You'll be richer than all of them. I mean, it's so stupid. When I look at, they probably deleted their video, but when I remember some of these people, they talk about how they sold at the top of the market. All right, we are currently at the bottom, almost near the bottom of the market, and this bottom is so much higher than the previous highs. All right, if you go back 5 years, just 5 years ago. No, you probably have to go back a little bit further. Maybe 7, 8 years ago. At least 7 or 8 years ago. This high is higher than 8 years ago. But I remember people talking about how they sold at the top of the market. They came out on top. Well, if you look at the price now, they didn't come out on top. And this is the low. This is the bottom. Anyways, I'm going to end this live stream. Thank you for all coming. Everybody in the chat, I appreciate it. You guys are wonderful. Anybody who's watching this as a replay, appreciate a super thanks. Subscribe, please subscribe. Appreciate you subscribing. Appreciate you liking. I do this every week. If you want to tune in. Also, if for whatever reason you're into Roblox every Friday. I do live stream Roblox. Until next time, everybody, I'll see you all later. And I think next week I'm probably not going to live stream. I'm not going to live stream a Bitcoin chart analysis because I'll be on holiday break myself, and most likely will just play Roblox all week, all winter long. All right. See you all next time.